Ciao ragazzi, round two. This is Lou and this is my kitchen partner,
Julian.
We're father and son and we got 45 minutes and what we're going to do, Grandma has a birthday tomorrow, so I said she likes Italian, let's go make tiramisu. I used to make tiramisu in Italian restaurants. I learned from true Italians, not the fake Italians, the real Italians. I was very blessed. And what I'm going to do, it's been years since I did it, but I'm going to do what they taught me. And we're going to make beautiful tiramisu for Grandma for tomorrow. Here's what we have. We got a few things lined up. We got a little prepared ahead of the game because, you know, it takes a little time to make it, right? So I'm gonna show you what's in it and you're gonna see us doing it. I only have about 40 minutes to make it, which is ridiculously short time to do tiramisu. It takes about an hour, but we need to make it magic. So Julian will be helping me out what I ask him to do. He's a great boy, so he's gonna patiently watch me struggle through this and have time through it. And here's what we have. Tiramisu is an Italian treat, really means pick me up. It is loaded with fat, sugars, and all these things. That's why we love it so much. It's got coffee, it's got cheese in it, it's got chocolate in it, it's got all the best from all the best worlds. The only thing I'm gonna say is that it uses fresh eggs. Now, what you could do, if you buy eggs from the store, you want to recook those yolks on steam. So they don't cook, but the steam will bring them close to boiling point so they don't turn into a cooked egg. But they'll get hot enough so if there's any salmonella in it, basically the temperature would kill it. Alright? You can look it up separately. I'm just gonna go rock and roll with this thing. We have a friend who has a farm next to us. They're freshly from the local farm, so I'm gonna take a chance on it. Alright? We're just gonna do it raw, fresh, just like Italians used to do it. So let's go rock with it. What we have over here is this. We have an espresso machine because we're going to make some espressos, or basically, you know, espresso coffee, and put it in a cup or put it in a bowl. Later we'll be wiping those ladies' fingers inside the espresso. Now some Italians like to put some liquors like amaretto or something like this. You don't need to do that for kids, you know, it tastes just fine without it. So I'm gonna do without it. So we got ladies' fingers. So we're gonna make some espressos, put them inside that little container. What we have over here is the biscotti, or ladies' fingers. These are actually Italian, and we'll be using those. We have some eggs. We have mascarpone cheese. There are different companies that make it. It's a cream cheese that it's got unique flavor. It's actually fantastic. So it's dessert cream cheese. Looks like this, mascarpone. And instead of traditional sugar, I'll be using stevia. Never done it, we'll give it a shot, see what happens. Then I have a bowl over here with ice. Now we don't use ice, but I prepared it because I'm trying to cool down the bowl a little bit. My man Julian will be very soon actually turning whipped cream or whipping cream into a whipped cream. That's a job that takes 5 minutes just right on its own. And what's gonna happen is we're gonna do a few things at the same time. We're going to combine yolks. We're gonna separate them from whites, so we're gonna keep the yolks. I'm gonna use 6 of them. And we're going to mix them up with sugar, whip them up. Then we're going to blend the mascarpone cheese into that mix. And that's gonna be inside a small container. Then separately we're going to put the whipped cream after the whipping cream is whipped. We're gonna keep it here. And we're going to combine everything inside this bigger container. And then later in this dish, we'll start to make layers of that cream that we're going to prepare, layered with the layers of ladies' fingers dipped in the espresso, and the shaved chocolate's gonna go right on top. So it's pretty simple. Ready to get started, my man?
Oh yeah!
Nice job. Job number 1. Please fill this water to number 4 for me, right?
Got that. Thank you.
While he's rocking it, I am going to fill up this machine. I'll make coffee ready for my wife and for us with this. That was a wedding gift 18 years ago and it's still running strong, so I thought that was a good machine, right? Alright, there's a tool that can press those coffee grains inside, but you know what? Instead of pressing it, I'll say screw it, just put it in and move on. My man Julian, you can go around and pour it inside this hole. Put yourself in a position of success so most of it goes in. Nice work. Go back, please. This dish goes underneath. Just go right. Alright, I'm gonna lock this thing up. Go ahead and hit this button, bud. And now we're gonna wait, right? This will take place about 1 or 2 times. You wanna make a stronger, not a weaker coffee. Alright? Step number 2, and I'm gonna show you how to separate the eggs. You know, I touched my hair, let me go and rinse it off. Ta-da! That was totally 20 seconds washing my hands. Trust me. So, next thing what we're going to do is, I want to show you also this guy. I was looking for a container that's a good fit for the tiramisu, and turns out this one works the best because I could lay those lady's fingers sideways, back to back, 2 rows. I have this beautiful ceramic dish, but it's too small, odd shape, you know what, so we go with that one. While I'm doing this, I'm gonna ask my man Julian to empty all these ladies' fingers inside this dish. Alright? So, but what you can do, just open it up, get to the cleaning tube, keep it all inside, alright? While he's doing that, I'm gonna show you the traditional way how to separate whites and yolks. We do need a trash can. Let me tell you, ours is full, so I'm just gonna try to stay away from it. Here's how you do it. You basically open the egg right above the dish, and the goal is to let the whites leak down while you're going to capture the yolk with your fingers. And if you slightly open the fingers, the whites will actually slip through the fingers and yolk will stay beautifully in your hand. There you go. So, 1 and 2. What is the third dish for? I was going to use it for the for the shells. But that it's no longer necessary, so. Alright, not like this. Alright, that's 2. We're going to need 6 of them for this batch, alright? So, of course, I'm not going to throw away those egg whites. What I'm going to do, I'm going to turn them into fantastic breakfast. You know, because we don't eat tiramisu too much. We made a lot of changes in our diet. I'm very proud of being pretty much off the sugars, you know. That's why I'm making tiramisu. Yes, son?
Do we need to use both?
Yeah, use both. Use both.
Okay,
Tutti biscotti. Alright, so far I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 eggs. Alright, so here's what we got. We got whites, and whites only. We got shells. And we got 6 beautiful yolks. Alright. boom, there was another 20 seconds of washing my hands Italian style. One day I might tell you what that means. 6 eggs left. So if you forgot to count, just see what's left in this, right? 6 left. Alright. This goes in a trash for now. Before we tackle next step, we need to make a little bit more of the espresso over here. Alright?
Same amount?
Please rinse it and fill it up with water again, right?
How much? 4?
Yeah, just like last time, the same thing. He's got that. I'm going to. Oh boy, that stinks. Still going strong. Ugh. Slightly under pressure, but I work with this machine for so many years, so this is gonna be a little hot for my hand because what you want to do is dump. You want to dump those coffee grinds in, get them out. All right, you just kind of boom, it comes out very easily. What espresso is basically just a pressed coffee made out of fresh grains. Yeah, go ahead. Thank you, sir. You can go back to your magic button. And of course, we're going to help to put this back because if we don't put this cup underneath the dripping stuff, we're gonna have a table full of coffee, and you know what? It's just not as much fun. At this point, what I have here is this. At this point, what I have here is empty container. So we're gonna put the yolks in here. All right. That goes in a sink, please. You can make the tiramisu as sweet or as not sweet as you want. I've done it so many times, so I'm just gonna wing it. Alright, my man Julian, your first mixing job is here. So, Julian is going to start to mix this. Just keep it like this, and it's going to turn into beautiful yellow paste. It can go on medium to hot. Alright, as he's doing it, I'm going to open up the mascarpone cheese. It could be a little tricky because it is sticky. Oh boy, how am I gonna get to it? Just like this. We're going to need 2 of them. I am really struggling with this plastic on top. Almost. Got it. That's good. Now, one thing I didn't mention is that there is something called salt. And you use little salt, but don't put it inside this. You actually put it inside the whipped cream. Just a little pinch of salt. So we got this. Now we're going to blend mascarpone cheese right inside. You see how sticky that is? Ugh. I love to stand up and move around the kitchen, but right now I am forced to sit, so it's a little awkward. But for the sake of tiramisu, I am willing to pay the price. All right. We got 2 empty containers. Fantastic. We do not need them. Yes, I just licked it. That's what happens in the kitchen, guys. If you think it doesn't happen in your kitchen, then it is happening in your kitchen.
Ready?
All right. So Julian, just quick point. When you beat the yolks, go on a high speed. When you beat the whipped cream, go on a high speed. When you blend mascarpone cheese inside the yolks, go on a slow speed. So go on a slow speed. Oh, actually, I'm gonna do this one, right? There is such thing as breaking the cheese. We don't want that. So gently blend in. Put your hand in there. Yummy. And what you want to do next is that actually you're going to put it back inside the fridge, so it doesn't stay, doesn't get warm. So please put this in the fridge.
Interesting.
You probably wonder why I didn't wipe these things off. Well, I would lick them off if no one's looking. Oh, please get the cream out, son.
Sure thing.
Now I'm gonna have my man Julian whip the cream. And what's happening to that is you can open this thing up. The amount of cheese that it's left on those blades is insignificant, so we're just gonna use it for whipping. So rule of thumb, excuse me son, hang on for a second. This is 1 quart of whipped cream. It is too much for the dose we're using. 6 eggs, 2 small cans of mascarpone cheese, about 1 cup of sweetener, either sugar or stevia, but use from half to 2/3 of this. What happens is it can get too creamy, it's okay, but then the whipped cream becomes overpowering, all right? Well, how do I know that I got 2/3 out? Well, I don't. So I wing it with one thing, I have to wing it with this one, but you can pretty much tell, right? You can put it back in the fridge, son. So like I mentioned, if you start to beat and whip really fast the cream cheese, you could break it. It can become too liquid. If you keep whipping whipped cream, it can get too thick. It becomes butter, basically. So I'm gonna watch what he does, because there is a point when it's whipped properly, and there is something that Bruno used to call lupo. You turn my whipped cream into butter. And apparently that wasn't a compliment from Bruno. All right, my man, go for it. That's it. And here's the pinch of salt. It is okay to add some sweetener to whipped cream also. If it's your tiramisu, measure it out. But you know, you try it. If it's not sweet enough, next time make it sweeter. If it's too sweet, well, eat a little bit less. Everything in it is either fat or sweet, right? So it'll be alright. Right? So we're getting close but not close, right? It's still moving around. So what happens, whipped cream is properly whipped when you can pick it up like this, lift it up, and it sticks up, right? If you poke your finger, it's too cooked. It is too whipped. I'll see if I can get the camera a little bit closer over here so you can see what we're doing. All right. So when you whip it, it starts to make like little ridges. Lift up the table, please. We're almost there, almost there, almost there. Do you see how those ridges start to create in there? But it's still moving too much, alright? So we keep going. Time for the inspection. Let's scoop it up and lift it up. Is it moving down?
No.
I don't think so. It looks pretty good. I'll make a long poke like this. Is it holding up?
Yes.
All right. Did it shrink?
No.
No. So now it's properly whipped cream. All right. All right. As the next step, Julian, son, be so kind and go and get the other thing we put in the fridge, all right?
Sure thing, sir. Oh boy.
Make it like a really, really immature, like.
It's building the fridge now.
Okay, go and clean it up some. Somehow he's. No, I got it. My man Julian calls the calamity over here in the fridge. Do not talk. I'm fixing it. Julian, get back in the camera. Entertain people. You can say a joke now.
Knock knock.
Who's there?
Annoying cow.
And I ain't
Moo!
got who? I was supposed to say what?
Knock knock.
Who's there?
Cargo.
Cargo who?
Cargo vroom vroom.
Ha! That was fun.
Knock knock.
Who's there?
Poo.
Boo hoo.
Why are you crying? It's just a joke.
Oh man, he's a funny guy. So we're back. What happened? Mama and Julian put things in a fridge, but he tipped the ball, so we lost some of the mascarpone cheese. It's a sad day in a tiramisu's life. But we'll do what we know the best, which is keep going. All right. Turns out I may not need that big bowl over there, so we'll spread the cheese. And what we're going to do, we'll just mix everything right over here. So basically, if you don't need to make a mess, don't make a mess. Awesome possum. Now what we're going to do, I'm actually going to mix the whipped cream with mascarpone cheese and blend it in beautifully. And I wish you could see those colors, they're blending. It's that yellow with white. Well, to me it looks beautiful, alright? Because I know what's in it, tastes delicious. And when we get down eating business tomorrow, it's gonna be fantastical. Fantastico. I'm not Italian, I'm actually Czech, but I worked with Italians for about 5 years. And it was a fun season of my life. They're great people, love their personalities, they're just super energetic, very passionate people. And my experience was fantastic.
It looks pretty much done, is it?
Oh yeah. Well, we also got the bottom, right? So all right. If your cream gets too weak, put it in a fridge. Because if it's too weak, it's hard to blend it and mix it. All right. I'm actually going to utilize this bowl. Anyway, what we'll do, we'll just translate his fingers over here. And what you all didn't see is that I actually put the espresso inside the bowl in a freezer. I need to go and wash my hands because I lit my fingers again. My goodness. Da 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 da! There was another 20 seconds of washing hands Italian style. I'm gonna ask Julian for a very important job.
Yes.
Hopefully he doesn't knock this thing down. I need you to open up the chocolate, please.
Sure thing, that's easy. Chocolate opened.
Alright. Next piece is pretty simple. What needs to happen is that you put a little bit of the cream on the bottom. Don't use all of it because you need to make at least 2 more layers. Oh boy, I'll be going to wash my hands again. Perfectly worth it. Da 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 da! I just washed my hands Italian style the 4th time. What you do next, you spread the delicious mix on the bottom. Now a lot of Italians use actually dark bitter chocolate. I have a sweet tooth, so I'm using semi-sweet. I also used to use almond chocolate. You can do all kind of magic. Alright, we got a little problem, Houston, because this chocolate's been outside. We're in Florida, and it is warm. Now there's a problem for the chocolate, because that needs to be cold, so you can actually grind it on this thing over here. So I'm gonna try anyway, right? You may not see it, but as I'm grinding the chocolate into the dish, it starts to fall right onto the tiramisu over here. Alright. But this is just our bottom layer. We have a lot of chocolate. If it was me buying it, I'd buy a big one, but my wife bought it. Thank you for that. And so it's smaller chocolate, and we just need to live with it. It's probably healthier style anyway. All right. So I'm gonna ask my man Julian to take this chocolate and put it in the freezer for about 2 minutes. All right.
Okay.
Chocolate is mostly made of butter. That's why it melts and gets soft on temperature 77 or 78 degrees and higher so rapidly. So keep it cool. 77 is a breaking point. It gets hotter. 78 up, it's getting softer. That's just how it is. So this will look like we got a base right now, all right? We're shaved with chocolate. Now I'm going to start the lady's fingers, dip them in espresso, and I'll start to layer them down in the dish, one by one. It's gonna go pretty fast, so hold your heads. You cannot dip them for too long. What happens is that the lady's fingers still soak up the moist from the cream over the next day. Do not make tiramisu and try to eat right away. It takes about 1 day, like a good lasagna, right? For all the flavors to soak in. The biscotti will get nice and soft. And the whole thing will be just turned into a miracle overnight. Now I'm gonna teach you a little behind the scene trick because it's gonna be used for family even. It's not a commercial piece, so I can cut some corners over here. Not in quality, but just in experience. Alright, boom boom, boom boom, boom boom. And I got these corners, what do I do with them? Well, they're pretty tough. So what you can do is this, you put one over here, and you break a little piece off, and put it in there, alright? This one, the same thing over here, so break it off. So guess what you do with leftover, Julian?
Eat it.
Italian style, make it disappear. Boom, it's gone. So we got one layer. Now we're going to put a layer of the cream around too. I promised to do this in 45 minutes, so right now we're looking at 31 minutes. We're on a clock. We're heating up. Alright. We got a timer going off. I actually don't know what the timer's for.
That's for chocolate.
Oh, chocolate. Okay. Oh, I lick my finger again. Guess what I'm doing?
Oh, well.
Alright, my friends. I just went to wash my hands Italian style, the number 5. Cold it 20 seconds. Alright, this goes back in a freezer.
And I'll put it in there for next.
I can tell the chocolate shaves off much better. It is a little bit cooler. Even the 2 minutes help. But we need to keep moving on. Now my concern now is going to be, do I have enough espresso in that bowl? I would hate to run out because when you run out, you need to make it fresh. It's gonna be hot. I think that Julian just captured a piece of chocolate. Is it good? I bet it is. Da 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 da, man, this thing is looking beautiful.
Looks yummy.
It looks so good that I'm gonna have to guard it from the midnight mouse. Again, we're still on a clock over here. All right. I get it goes into Julian again.
And what do you mean by that?
Oh, I like my finger again. Goodness.
That means I eat it?
You can eat it. Have you ever seen a hungry chef, Julian? Yeah, right. There's no such thing as a hungry chef. Boom.
Why'd you say that?
Because they eat while they cook, son. I feel like a magician giving away all those secrets for their tricks. I'm really concerned if we have enough liquid in this cup over here. Again, when you make the espresso, make sure that you make it stronger because it dilutes really easily. What is that, Julian? We got a beeper going off in the kitchen.
It's for the chocolate, also.
Another one? Alright, we got a problem here, Houston, because we don't fit this thing again. But we'll try.
Grab one and break it.
Now, you see, I'm running out of espresso, a little like we're down to a drop. All right, there you go. I could use the leftover, but I'd rather customize the last piece over here. Oh. Boom. Fantastico. And guess what the last step is? We're going to put leftover cream right on top of this beauty. Now, Julian, don't touch it with your fingers, son. They're ladies' fingers. They don't need your fingers.
Well, they're called that because they look sort of like fingers, so they're called ladies' fingers. When you'll need to get the chocolate out.
And we'll just top this thing off, alright? We'll put the rest of the cream right on top.
And then will we top it off with chocolate to finish it?
And Julian is doing a fantastic job cooling up the chocolate. So we could use a little bit more cream, but this is what we got, right? I think we did fairly well. All you do is just spread it around. Do you think someone's gonna be upset if like one piece of biscotti is slightly uncovered?
No.
After 1 or 2 bites, they'll be just fine.
They'll be like, I feel bored.
In fact, this thing is looking delicious. Doesn't even fit the pan properly. Alright, I have a special job for my man Julian over here.
Yes?
And we're gonna ask him, for being such a great helper, we'll give him the privilege to lick this spoon.
Okay.
I still need the chocolate.
But when will you need chocolate?
But because I'm a helper,
I'm not a helper.
we're gonna share it. I did not lick my fingers. So last thing we need to share more chocolate. Julian, do you have the chocolate?
Oh yeah, it's inside here. Put it back.
Now it is important to do this really fast, guys, because what happens is this treat needs to be chilled all the time. It's okay to put the chocolate fresh the next day. You don't want any of this to warm up too much because, again, we're dealing with fresh ingredients. We don't want any bacteria to grow. I need more chocolate, Julian, please.
Chocolate gotta be a little bit more.
Julian, chocolate alert, chocolate alert.
Here you go.
All right. I need bigger piece on.
A bigger piece of that.
I hope he didn't eat the rest of it.
I did not. Is this piece big enough for you?
Yes, that is much, much better. Well, keep holding it. I'm not sure if Julian been washing his hands. I'll just make an assumption that he was. Or he has been. So I hope you can see that these sprinkles start to add up and cover the top. What you can also do, you can actually shave the chocolate in a separate bowl, and as long as it's chilled. Keep that shaved chocolate in the freezer for like 10-15 minutes. Thank you. And then you simply spread it over the top, right? I'm gonna switch to the bigger shaves to go just a little bit faster. But you want the small ones. You know, it's better if you do fewer things with higher level of excellence than try to do too many and, oh boy, piece of chocolate overboard. Way down. Sir, please put this back in the sink.
Thank you.
What I'm going to do, we'll simply cover this baby up. And we'll keep it in the fridge. Very important, transport. This is a soft bottom pan. So what that means is that you need to hold it on the bottom. Do you have a place in the fridge somewhere for it? In the other fridge. In the other fridge. We got 2 fridges in the house. We'll put it into one that we use less because it's going to stay cool longer. So I'm going to the fridge, and in the next video you're going to see what it looks like when it's done. Ciao.